So as we said, if I want to calculate the weight, if I want to find the weight, I will use this simple formula, which is mass times gravity constant will give you the weight. So first you will write the formula, then you will write the symbols of this formula. Instead of writing weight, here you will take the first letter, which is W, equal the first letter of mass, which is M, times gravity constant, which is G. And don't forget, my dears, that weight is measured in Newton. You will write N. This is the unit of measuring weight. As we measure the length using centimeters, meters, we use the Newton unit to measure the weight. We measure mass, as we know, using kilograms, and the gravity constant, I will tell you what is the meaning of a gravity constant later. It is measured in Newton per kilogram. Okay, so W, which is the weight, it is measured in a Newton unit, equals what? It equals mass, which is measured in kilogram, times gravity constant, which is measured in a Newton per kilogram. This is the unit. So what is G? G, actually, my dears, is a constant number, which is 9.8. You have to memorize it as it is. So it is 9.8 Newton per kilogram. This number varies from one planet to another. So this gravity constant, which is G, it is 9.8 on Earth. But this number actually changes in different planets and it changes on the moon. Okay. So to have more understanding, let us do an example. Okay, the mass of a student in grade 6 is 40 kilogram. Find his weight. Okay, my dears, I want to tell you, if you have any problem, you have to be very organized. You have to know what is given from the question. What did the question give you? So the given here that the mass, which is M, is 40 kilogram. And you already know that G, which is the gravity constant on Earth, it is 9.8. Okay, for sure this student is living on Earth, so that's why the gravity constant, which is G, it will be 9.8 Newton per kilogram. طيب, what is required? What do I have to find? Find his weight. Okay, so I have to find the W, which is measured in Newton. نحن بنقيس الوزن, الweight, using Newton. Okay, let us now use the formula. Weight, which is W, measured in Newton, N, equals mass times G. We know that mass is measured in kilogram and gravity constant on Earth is measured 9.8 Newton per kilogram. Okay, let us see. What is the mass here in this question? He gave me the mass, it is 40 kilogram. Times 9.8, then you will time 40 times 9.8, it is 392 Newton. Don't forget the unit, my dear. We said that weight is a force that measures the gravity pull. So it is measured in Newton. Okay, why don't us take another example? Sarah's mass is 50 kilogram. Find her weight. As I told you, you have to write what is given. What did the question give you? شو أعطاكم بالسؤال? The given is that mass, which is M, equals 50 kilogram, sorry. And of course, Sarah is living on Earth. So what is the gravity constant on Earth? We said that the gravity constant is a number, which is 9.8. It doesn't change on Earth, but it changes from one planet to another. Okay, what is required from you? What did the question ask you to find? Find her weight. Okay, so I have to find W. What do I use? What is the formula? You have to know the formula. You have to memorize it. So W equals M times G. Weight equals mass times gravity constant. Weight, this is the thing that I don't know. What is the mass in this question? It is 50 kilogram. What is the gravity constant? You have to memorize it. It's 9.8. Don't forget to write the units. Okay, so 50 times 9.8 equals 490 Newton. As we said, weight is a force and it is measured using Newton. Okay, so as we said before that the gravity force changes from one planet to another, and it changes from Earth to Moon because the mass is different from the Earth to the Moon. Okay, so the gravity is greater on Earth because mass of the Earth is greater than the mass of the Moon. Okay, so your weight will change, but your mass will not change. Your mass on the Moon is the same as your mass on Earth. It is the same. If your mass is 30 kilogram on Earth, it will be the same mass on the Moon. It will not change. So as we said, what will change? Only your weight on the Moon is less than your weight on Earth. Your weight on the Moon is less than your weight on Earth. Why do you think, my dears? I want you to think why your weight. We said that the mass is the same. If you are 30 kilogram on Earth, you will be 30 kilogram on Moon. So the mass does not change. But why your weight will change? We said that weight measures the gravity force. So which one has a bigger gravity force, the Earth or the Moon? Very good, excellent. The gravity force is greater on Earth because the mass of Earth is greater. As we said, as mass increases, the force of gravity increases. So that's why you hear that your weight on Moon is less than your weight on Earth. So if your mass, as we said, on Earth is 60 kilogram, it will remain the same on Moon, but your weight will become less because the gravity on the Moon is less. So the mass of the Moon is less than the mass of the Earth. The mass of the Moon is less than the mass of the Earth. Which one is bigger? The Earth, as you can see from the picture here. This is the mass of the Earth is greater than the mass of the Moon. So as mass increases, as we know, gravity increases. So the gravity on the Earth is greater than the gravity on Moon. So as gravity increases, what will increase? The weight. Because we said that weight is the measure of gravity. Okay, let us have an example. We already solved it, but on Earth, now we have the same mass. Your mass is 50 kilogram. Find your weight on Moon. If you know that the Moon G, which is the gravity constant, is 1.62. Do you remember, my dears, when I told you that gravity constant, which is G, it is different or it varies from one planet to another? The gravity constant was on Earth what? It was very good. It was 9.8 Newton per kilogram. But G on the Moon, it is 1.62. So how can I find the weight? You have to be organized, as I told you. What did the question give you? It gives us that the mass is 50 kilogram and it gives us that the G, which is the gravity constant, is 1.62 Newton per kilogram. What is required? What do I have to find? Find your weight, which is W, and we measure weight using Newton. Okay, how can I find it? I have to use the formula or the law. Weight equals mass times G. W equals mass times G. Okay, this is the general law, but what is the mass in the question? The mass is 50. And what is the gravity? It is 1.62. This is the gravity constant on Moon. If I multiply them, I will have 81 Newton. So this is your weight on Moon. And I measure it using Newton unit. So it is very small. The weight on the Moon is very small compared to your weight on Earth. Okay, this is the end of our lesson for today. Thank you for watching. I hope that all of you will stay safe, stay home.